Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this card making tutorial. This is the card we're making today. Isn't it cute? It's this lovely camera style card, so if you've got someone who is a photographer or is very into photography and cameras, this is the perfect card for them. So this is the second time I've used this set. The stamp set is called Capturing Smiles, and you can see you've got all these pieces here, and of course there's matching dies. We're going to be using this big camera to start off with. I've got it set up here in my stamping tool. I've got a piece of Petunia Pop cardstock scrap here. We're just going to stamp on it in Memento Tuxedo Black. I'm just going to get that out of harm's way and give that a bit of a push down. Lovely. Okay, and then I am going to bring in a piece here of Summer Splash, and it's also just a scrap. And this is fine because I only want it for the top half, so I just need to ink that up again. And that's fine. So let's give this a little clean so we can remove it from the stamping tool. And I use the simple chamois always to clean up my stamps. It works like a dream. It really does. It's been well loved and well used, and it's still going strong. It just seems to go forever. Brilliant piece of kit. Right, let's stick this back at home so we don't have an orphan stamp, so I can get the plastic up. And on my original, I used hearts here for the film strip or the camera strip, the negatives. But I think here I'm going to use these little images in the stamp set. So you get a small block. I'm going to get these out. There's 3 of them. It's going to be too small, so let's do this. I'm going to use a scrap piece of basic white, which is here. I'm just going to stamp all 3, and I just need my simple chamois so I can take it off the block. And last but not least, there is a spare square in here as well, an empty one. So you could use the empty one and then fill it with whatever image you want as well. So you do have that option. Right, so now I'm going to cut these out just with my scissors, though there is a die for it, just easier. I'm going to cut these out using the matching die, and I'm going to cut the little film strip out from some basic grey, and I'll get all of that done, and I'll see you soon. Okay, so everything is cut out, so let's start to put this together now. So I only want some of this showing, this green on the camera showing. So I'm going to cut off the top here. I'm just going to lay this on here. So just want a bit of glue on the back, not a lot. I'm just going to line this up with the top of the Petunia Pop so that covers it nicely. There we go. Alright. And then don't think I'll use any more. I'm just going to leave it like that this time. So let's get rid of that for now. And bring in our pieces. So we're not going to need all of this So I can take a little piece off here, which is what we're going to need soon. So I'm going to, firstly, I'm going to put this piece so it looks like it's coming up the back of the camera. So just like that. So I just want a tiny bit of glue on here, not a lot. The tiniest of the tiniest of the tiniest. And I'm not good at that, I should tell you now. Even with this fancy fine point glue thingamajiggy. I just don't always have the lightest of hands, unfortunately. It's maybe why I don't enjoy baking. Anyway, so I'm just going to put it like I'm pulling it out of here. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the centre of each one here. And I'm going to put in these that we cut out. And you could colour these in, but I want it to look like a negative, so I'm going to leave them black and white. And there's a lot of colour in the rest of the card. So that's what we've got so far. So let's build the rest of our card. Our card base here is going to be Summer Splash. Now on the inside I've got a piece here of basic white for the insert. And then I'm just going to put some glue, and I'm just switching to my Tombow, to my seal, because I've got glue already for the house with the Tombow and I don't want any more. Simple as that, but you do what you want to do. Glue is a very personal choice. In other words, for one person might not work for the next. Now, we're going to have a strip of this across, and I want to have a little line of foil sheet below and above. So I'm just going to do that quickly. Another piece. I'll just cut 2 strips. There we go, and then I'm just going to cut off what's hanging over the edge, the overhang. Okay. And then we're going to stick this down. Now, my piece of basic white here, I've put through the 3D Forever Plaid embossing folder. It gives this a lovely emboss. So, I'm going to just pop that there. And there again, I'm going to just trim off anything that's hanging over the edge. And that's how my scissors get all cooked up as well. Okay. Now, so the Forever Plaid is not a straight plaid, which is why things might look a bit crooked, but it's a lovely, gives a lovely texture. So I'm going to put some more glue on the back here. A lot of it, since there's a good lot of texture there. I'm going to stick this on the front. And then I'm going to put my camera here on the front and the back. And I want to pop this up, so I'm going to use some foam sheet. If I can find it. It's here somewhere. Here it is. I thought I had another piece of it. Obviously I don't. If I did, it's gone missing. Now this is not a Stampin' Up one, unfortunately, so it doesn't have adhesive on both sides like Stampin' Up ones does, so it's a bit of a pain. But I thought I had some here, some of the Stampin' Up, but obviously I don't. So we just got to use what I've got available. So what I need to do therefore is I'm going to need to stick a good amount of seal on the back of here. And then put this down, making sure it's the right way up. And then I know I had, oh here it is, a piece of foil sheet. So I just want to make sure the hole is empty and got no adhesive in it. But I wanted this foil at the back just as a little reflection, like that. And then I'm going to take this off. I'm just going to pop this up here. That's so cute. Okay. And now the last thing we want to do is we want to look for sentiment. And I'm just going to use the sentiment for today from Greetings Raw Ephemera Pack. I think I'm just going to use this one that says best wishes. I think that'll do the trick nicely. Some more dimensionals. And my baby dimensionals. Here they are. I'm generous with my adhesive, so don't shoot me down in a bunch of flames. I don't want this, I'd like it to be even dimension. I don't want it to get squished and sort of sink in the center. So there we've got that. And then I'm going to use some of these in colour pearls, and I'm going to put some along the bottom, I think. And I'm going to use, I think, some of these here. Three different sizes there. And there you go. There's two versions of that camera card. I love them both. I hope you do too. If you did, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you wanted more information about the project, the supply list, the measurements, it's all on the blog post. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.